You know, in the age of AI, your online presence is being built every single second, whether you're paying attention to it or not. So today, we're going to dive into how you can finally take back some control and see what the internet really thinks about you.
This quote from a professional social auditor just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It's a huge wake-up call. If you aren't the one actively curating your online story, well, you can be sure the algorithms are going to do it for you. Your digital identity isn't just something that happens. It's a project you have to manage.
So, how did we even get to this point? In this first section, we're going to look at the massive shift from the old, slow, manual ways of checking reputations to the instant AI-driven world we live in right now. I mean, just look at the difference here. What used to take a whole team of experts weeks of digging can now be done in minutes with a simple AI assistant. And it's not just about being faster. We're talking about a level of accuracy and insight that, honestly, was just out of reach for most of us before. For any professional out there, the stakes are just incredibly high now. It's pretty simple. If you're not visible online, you basically don't exist in many circles. But if you're careless with what you post, you open yourself up to all kinds of risks. Your reputation really does live in two places at once, offline and online, and you just can't afford to ignore either one.
Okay, so if the old way is out, what's the new way? In this next part, we're going to look at the tool that's changing the whole game, an AI-powered audit that basically acts like a digital mirror, showing you exactly what the world sees.
So what in the world is an AI social audit? Well, it's way more than just Googling your own name. It uses something called open source intelligence, or OSINT, to gather and analyze all the public data about you. This is the exact same stuff cybersecurity pros use, and now it's a tool that's available to you too.
An audit like this can map out a whole range of things that make up your digital self. It's looking at public sentiment, what people think of you. It's checking your brand authority, if other people with your name are causing confusion, how much of your personal info is floating around out there, and just your overall online security.
All right, to make this real, let's break down an actual AI-generated report. This one's for an executive coach named Sudhakar Reddy, Gade. Let's see what the AI found and what we can all learn from it. So, the first thing the audit flagged was his personal data exposure risk, giving him a 6.8 out of 10. Now, for someone who's a public figure, you might actually expect that to be a lot higher. But this score points to a moderate vulnerability, something that's definitely worth looking into. So, what's the story behind this number? Well, the AI found his email and phone number in all these places we tend to forget about. Old comments on Facebook, PDFs that got scraped from some website, forgotten business directories. This is exactly how data exposure happens. It's not usually one big dramatic breach, but a slow leak from 1,000 tiny digital footprints we leave behind. Next up, identity. He gets a 7.5 here. And what's really interesting is that the risk isn't from some bad actor trying to maliciously impersonate him. No, it's a much more subtle and maybe even more common problem. The AI discovered what's called a name collision. Turns out there's an orthopedic doctor with the exact same name. That, plus a bunch of other similar-looking profiles, creates brand confusion. It can dilute his professional identity and could even cause mix-ups in automated background checks, which could cost him real opportunities. But hey, it's not all doom and gloom. The audit is also fantastic at highlighting your strengths. His brand authority is off the charts, a 9.5 for authority, backed up by features in places like Forbes, a perfect 10 out of 10 for reputation, 0 negative sentiment, and a really strong 8 for visibility in a specific field. So you see, it gives you a really balanced 360-degree picture. And all of that comes together to give him a final overall score of 8.6 out of 10. So, the AI's verdict? He's in the top 5% of trusted high-authority profiles in his field. A fantastic position to be in, but with some very clear, actionable ways he can make it even better. So now that you've seen what this thing can do, let's put the power right in your hands. In our next section, we're going to walk through exactly how to run one of these audits for yourself. This is the big question, right? And the answer is surprisingly simple. It all comes down to giving the AI the right instructions, a carefully designed prompt that transforms a general chatbot into your own specialist investigator. The prompt is basically a 5-step recipe for success. You're not just asking a question, you're giving the AI a series of direct commands. You tell it to map your identity, scan your brand,
check for data leaks, and then package it all up in a professional report. It's a really straightforward way to get some seriously powerful results.
And this first line, this is the magic key. Assume the role of. That simple phrase is what changes everything. It tells the AI to stop being a generalist and to put on the hat and access the advanced analytical frameworks of a digital security expert. This is the command that unlocks the kind of depth and accuracy we just saw in that sample report.
So let's bring it all home. What does all of this really mean for you? In our final section, let's talk about the new reality of digital reputation and why none of us can afford to be leading blind anymore.
This chart from the audit really sums it all up perfectly. Even for a profile that has a low threat level and a high trust level, there's still a moderate vulnerability surface. Nobody is 100% secure. The goal isn't to completely eliminate all risk, that's impossible, but to understand it, manage it, and shrink it wherever you can. So, if you take anything away from this, let it be these 3 things. First, if you don't know what the internet thinks of you, you are flying blind. Second, if you aren't keeping an eye on your own identity, you can bet that someone else eventually will. And the best part? This power, this kind of self-awareness isn't just for big companies anymore. It's available to you, to everyone, right now. And I'll just leave you with this final thought to chew on. The internet is building a detailed profile of you at this very moment, with every click and every post. The only question left is, are you going to be the one to read it first?